record. Now we're recording. I wanted to record it. I opened this up talking about skincare. I'm going to go back because we're doing this on Facebook Live, but I missed the intro. And for those of you who are tuning into the recording, we're talking about herbs and essential oils for the best skincare. And skincare, the reason that we want to use better products is because we want to avoid putting chemicals and toxins on our skin. I'm just going to rattle off my list again of herbs that I kind of use in skincare products. And again, that's calendula, comfrey, elderflower blossoms, chamomile, oats, aloe, peppermint, marshmallow, licorice root, white willow bark, and rosemary are the ones that I had shared. And Paula's going to jump into some oils. What are the best oils that have an affinity for skin?
Yeah, on the essential oil side, frankincense is the first one that comes to mind. I grab that for everything. It's so nurturing, healing to the skin. And lavender is also a really great one. So when in doubt, I start with those two.
Yeah.
They're the simplest ones to grab, but geranium is also very good for the skin. Copaiba, blue tansy, sandalwood, cedarwood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all have such great healing benefits for the skin. But like you mentioned, help us keep that youthful glow, help us have that smooth skin, blemish-free, and taking care of our skin really is important on all aspects. Cleansing, moisturizing, and healing.
Yeah. I do want to get into some recipes eventually, but I think we should talk about some of the other ingredients, other things that you might find, whether it's in a commercial moisturizer or if you're doing moisturizing and skincare at home. Some of the words that you might have heard are emollients. Emollients are kind of your fats, your phospholipids, things like lecithin. And what the emollients do is they help to heal and hydrate the skin. So when we're doing DIY, things like olive oil, castor oil, jojoba oil, coconut are the ones that I use. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of grapeseed oil, like for body scrubs, I use grapeseed oil because it's less expensive than some of those others. But those are kind of that emollient. They mimic the soothing oils of our own body, our own skin. Do you have any emollients that you like to add to your DIY products, things that I might have missed?
Yeah, definitely coconut oil or cocoa butter or shea butter.
Yeah.
Those are all so easy to access, very, very nourishing by themselves.
Yeah.
But then adding herbs or oils to it is just giving it extra superpowers, right?
Yeah. Shea butter. It's right there, right next to me. I mean, I use it raw, right? I really am the lazy herbalist. I've made my own stuff and put all these things into it for so long. Now it's like, I open it up, I grab a little bit, and there we go. That's my lotion. It's just straight shea butter. And I use it. This is what I use for my moisturizer at night. I put it straight on my skin, straight up. And I know you should add oils and carrier oils and thin it, but you use such a small amount. I mean, you saw how much I grabbed. I mean, it's not even a dime size piece of it. And, you can do both your hands. So we can find products without chemicals in it. This is just pure shea butter. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. It just seals in moisture. Oftentimes you want to use these after a bath. So your skin is still moist. You put it on and it helps to hold it in. Another one is humectants. They attract the moisture to the skin. So looking for moisturizers made with glycerin. I use glycerin as one of the ingredients, or sorbitol. I'm going to tell you what those are. Sorbitol derived natural sources. Sorbitol comes from things like berries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, other fruits like apples, apricots, avocados, cherries, peaches, and plums. So you may see some of those ingredients on your commercial, on your commercial brands. And so, that that's maybe more of an upscale. When you're seeing humectants that are chemical in nature, remember, anything you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream, goes into your organs, goes into your body. What do you want to choose? Yeah. How about moisture? How do you add moisture, Paula?
A lot of the ones you mentioned are so vital. And I just want to go back to label reading and ingredients that are in there. We didn't talk about what not to have in our products, right?
Yeah.
The very first thing I look for in a commercial product is making sure it doesn't have products that have parabens, have phthalates, have some of these other chemicals that are harmful to the body. We're talking about what all the good stuff to put in, but really important is, even if it's got some good stuff, making sure some of that bad stuff is not causing more harm to the body.
Yeah, I avoid poor quality ingredients. I apologize for those manufacturers of this, but the ones that I watch out for personally are mineral oils, petroleum jelly, other harsh chemicals. If I can't pronounce it, I tend to lean towards products I can eat. I want to use ingredients that I can eat, especially if I'm making my own. I avoid artificial colors and fragrances. And I don't mean to be, formaldehyde, parabens, propylene glycol, I think are some of them that we've talked about in the past. All of those add shelf life, but they can also be hormone disruptors. And for me, I was diagnosed with skin cancer at a really young age. I was exposed to gas and oil in a car accident. My entire body was covered with it. And so it went into my skin. And so I've been dealing with skin cancer my whole life. So I have ultra sensitive skin and have to choose what toxins I'm going to put on and in my body, because I have to go have skin cancers removed every single month practically. And so the doctors told me, that in my lifetime, I would have hundreds, if not thousands of these pop out and push out, to get to detox that stuff out of my body. And I've been able to manage it by reducing the chemical exposure, like what I use for cleaning products, what I wash my sheets in, where I lay my head on the pillow. So all of those toxins and chemicals, if we're rubbing them on our skin, they end up in our body. So try to avoid those. The last special ingredient that I wanted to talk about was emulsifiers. The only one that I've used really is lanolin, because lanolin is the most like the natural oils in our skin, and that helps to just kind of blend things together. Other ones, any other ingredients that you can think of that you might add to your DIY skin stuff?
No, I just like to keep it simple, like you, Lisa. Take a couple simple ingredients, whip it up, add some oils, put it in a little jar, and have it ready at the go to use. So even, your shea butter, throw it in the blender with some coconut oil, add some frankincense and lavender. Simple. You have a happy skin cream right there.
Yes.
Easy to use.
Yeah. And we're lazy. We're late. I won't speak for you, but we don't want to make this difficult for all of you. Let's make it simple. I want you to be aware of these other things that are out there, but let's make it simple. I'm sorry. I got excited about you sharing there. I kind of cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll share some recipes that I love that are easy to make. I'll share a link to our favorite products as well, that if you don't want to DIY and you just want to buy ones that we've vetted and made sure that they are clean and helpful, we'll have those easy things to do there too. But different on your body versus on your face, right? There's a couple, especially for someone like me with oily skin. We want to make sure it's not going to clog our pores or be too thick or too heavy. That adds to acne or other problems for especially the T-zone oily teenager group, or any woman. As we move through our cycle, we have those days of oily or dry skin in there as well. So I don't generally use the shea butter on my face because I am more susceptible to the oily skin. I love to use the jojoba oil. I use almond oil sometimes, but mostly the jojoba oil is really great. Red raspberry seed oil is also non-comedogenic, so I love that. I tend to gravitate mostly to those because they're simple and they're easy to find a clean version. Jojoba oil is easy to add into so many things, not just for my face.
Yeah, I actually grabbed a couple more. This is my nightstand over here. I grabbed a couple more. I use apricot oil, apricot seed oil,
yes,
tamanu oil, and macadamia nut oil. Just straight up, right out of the bottle.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I haven't tried macadamia nut, but I know the apricot is also fabulous.
Apricot and the shea butter. I'm really dry because I'm after menopause. So I've like, the lubrication, the dryness has risen, the lubrication is gone. So I'm constantly trying to add moisture, and help to reduce those crow's feet and, some of the brown spots that we're getting, age spots that we get on our skin, some of those aging features. When we choose products that have an affinity for that, we can slow that aging process. We're never going to stop it. We're all aging, but we can reduce the oxidation and actually slow that aging process by the things that we choose. So finding out what's best for your age range and where you are within your cycle, you may see improvement to your skin quickly.
Mm-hmm. And the seasons definitely make a big difference too. I notice a lot in the summer, I need a lot less moisture and I'm just getting better balance. In the winter though, with the forced air, or if I'm inside during a lot of air conditioning, I'm going to notice it to be a little bit drier. But definitely as the seasons change in Minnesota, we see a big difference in your skin. So know that one product may need some alterations as we move into a harder season.
Yeah. I was thinking with skincare, a lot of us know people in the skincare industry, but do we really know the how and the why? The how and the why? There's a reason that there's all these products. Number one is to cleanse and exfoliate the dead skin. We want to remove the toxins and the dead skin from our face before we go to bed. Usually some people do it in the morning. I do it before I go to bed because you want to expose that healthy skin. You want to bring that to the top. That's what brings light and shine and that glow back to our face. And we want to get rid of the toxins in the dead skin. So making sure that we clean. I know some people who don't wash their makeup off that actually sleep in it. And, that can plug your pores and cause all kinds of issues, not to mention that a lot of the makeup really can be drying over time. And so we do want to cleanse and detoxify, maybe use some sort of a gentle scrub and then rinse it off with pure water, clean water. I use baby microfiber cloths to wash my face, like not even a regular washcloth, because that can irritate the skin. And yeah, I know Norwex makes some great face cloths. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I've used those products as well. How do you do cleansing and detoxing, washing, that kind of thing for face or body?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Norwex cloths too. Mm-hmm. I use those for my face, but just a simple little pea-size amount of cleanser to wash it off. And then for eye makeup, I often will use just a tiny bit of coconut oil just to help get my mascara off a little bit easier without all the tugging. But absolutely, I wash my makeup off every single night. It is non-negotiable. I want to get that off of my skin because just like our body heals during sleep, our skin also replenishes. And so I can see the people that I know that do not regularly wash their makeup off at night, they age faster. Yeah. That has a big impact on that youthful skin. And I use the nighttime routine, clear the makeup off my face, but get great extra nourishment into my skin, because when I'm at rest, my skin's at rest, my body is just going to absorb that. Our skin is our largest organ, right? Okay. And our largest organ is all over our body. What we're putting on it, our body actually metabolizes it. Just like you said, Lisa, the food we put in our body, we want it to be good. The products that we put on our skin, we want it to be as clean as our food, because basically we are metabolizing it. We're consuming it as we wear it. So making sure that it's going to be so nourishing is so important to me. No matter how tired I am, no matter how sick I might be, no matter what, I always take my makeup off.
Yeah. It sounded like you're leading into that step 2, which is the toner. Once we wash away all of that, the minerals, the toner actually helps to remove the cleanser that you may have used, especially if you're using a store-bought. But toner also restores proper pH to the skin. When there's a biome on our skin, and so it has its own pH, and so our children who are going through puberty have a different pH than maybe somebody my age, who's postmenopausal. So the toners can help to bring back that proper pH. So splash it on, use a cotton ball, no need to rinse. That's what it's designed for, is to bring that back after you do the cleanse. And then nourishing, you said step 3 is moisture. How do we add moisture? And it's different whether you have oily skin or dry skin, whether you have youthful skin or aging skin. What moisturizers are you going to use, and how are you going to apply them? We don't rub down. We always rub up on the face and kind of across the forehead when you're applying these things. If you can avoid using dirty hands to do that, we don't want to add anything back to it. Make sure that your hands are clean as you're applying it, and be as gentle as you can. We don't need to use washcloths. I mean, like I said, those baby microfiber cloths, good cotton. If it's synthetic, it might be irritating. Whatever you use, if it's synthetic, it might be irritating. So try to stay on the natural, more organic side of things, maybe even bamboo cloths, if you can select those kinds of things. Any other comments, thoughts on that nighttime routine or even the morning routine for proper skincare? And then we'll get into recipes.
The key word there is routine. Every morning, every evening is so important to take care of your skin.
Yeah. So what do we take care of our skin with? We kind of mentioned the herbs and the oils because that's what this show is all about. We kicked it off with that, but let's go a little bit deeper and kind of start to combine some things. 2 of the products that I use, I have had rosacea and some issues with my skin. So I use teas to make my toner, or I will make scrubs, but they have to be super gentle because I don't want to tear my skin by using, sometimes you'll see commercial ones with peach pits in it. They have sharp edges. So I take comfrey, which is an herb known for healing, and oatmeal, and I put it in my spice grinder and I mix it up. And that's my facial scrub. I grab a little bit out of it, add some water or honey to it. Sometimes I'll add baking soda if I'm a little on the oily side, but baking soda is drying, so I don't typically use that anymore. In the summer, sometimes after I've used sunscreen and I'm breaking out, I'll use that baking soda to help bring back that pH. Just rub it in your hand with a little bit of water and put it on, or rub it in your hand with a little bit of honey and put it in there. Honey's antibacterial, very moisturizing. So that's kind of a super simple scrub that I use. How about you for scrubs? Let's talk about scrubs, cleaning it off.
I don't make a lot of my own scrubs. I like to buy scrubs that are, again, super fine if they're for my face. Young Living has a beautiful mint facial scrub. So I love that, especially I keep it in my shower as well. Yeah. Because sometimes I only can do a little quickie. Yeah. So it's refreshing. That mint just energizes me, but then it's also really fine for my face. For the body though, I love to use sugar scrubs.
Me too.
So using a fine sugar. I have done some with the raw sugar or the coffee grounds, and I find them a little too intense for my body. So I like the very fine sugar. And sugar dissolves a little bit easier. The coffee ground scrubs tend to get stuck, and you got to make sure your drain isn't going to get clogged with any of those extra things. So I stick to the ones that are easily dissolvable, those soft sugars mixed with some avocado oil, coconut oil, and then my favorite essential oils to nourish the skin: patchouli, geranium, frankincense, lavender. Any of those I would add in whatever my mood of the day is, or maybe some mint to energize me. Whatever I need emotionally as well as nourishing for the skin, I just add it right in with that.
Mine is lime. my favorite, it's funny, I have 2 guest rooms and people come stay often because I'm in Florida near Orlando. And there's sugar in my linen closet next to the Epsom salt, because I pour the sugar into, I use glass jars. If you have kids, don't use glass jars in the shower, but I do use glass jars because I put oils in it. It's like, fill it up with sugar, maybe some baking soda in there. I actually have a bag of coconut because I put coconut flakes in there. Lime, I like lime. And it's like, ooh, this is Jamaica, man, like Caribbean. And then grapeseed oil because it's cheap and it lasts really long in my linen closet. And that's my sugar scrub. It's my favorite sugar scrub. I do have a bath mat that has little bumpies on it in the tub, because I'll tell you, if you're using these sugar scrubs with oil, it can get slickery. We don't want you to slip and fall in the tub. So make sure that you're being safe if you're using these. But I have amazingly soft body skin, because I use that all the time. Less so on my face, I do like that sugar that dissolves, the regular sugar. I don't buy the fine sugar. It's too expensive. I just buy the inexpensive sugar at the dollar store. So, you can make scrubs for hardly any money, and it's a tablespoon at most of the oil and of the carrier oil, and just mixing it in there with your essential oil. It's super easy. For $5, I can make, tons of gifts to give away by getting those products at the dollar store and just adding your better quality, like we use Young Living, but your better quality essential oils amps it up. The other ingredients are simple to use. The other thing you mentioned is commercial, like you like to buy the commercial scrubs and things. You can use, like, if you buy like a chamomile toner or some sort of a toner that's an herbal based toner, it's really easy to add a little bit of a drop of peppermint or a drop of geranium, any of the oils that Paula had shared. You can add those to your ready-made, especially if you're buying more organic, better quality ready-made commercial products. There's oils that can be added to that. It's super easy. And of course, Young Living has the full line of all kinds of bath and body and facial products if you want to buy ready-made stuff. I've been doing this for so long that I know all the kitchen tricks. If I spill a little egg yolk on the counter, I scoop it up and, rub it on my face and then go wash it off, because it's, it tightens the pores. It's really good for your skin. Same thing, I use coconut oil in my coffee. I pour my coconut oil and I pour it because it's liquid this time of the year. And then I wipe the end of it off and it's like, okay, a little coconut oil, in the kitchen is where I also do a lot of my, moisturizing, because so many of the ingredients that we have in our kitchen can be used for that. Milk, eggs, yogurt, mayonnaise, avocado. When I have those avocados and they go brown, I scoop them out and put them on the ends of my hair and then go wash my hair later. So we never waste anything. It can all be repurposed. And because so many of them are good for our body, why throw it away? If it's gone bad, put it on your hair and get a little benefit, a little bit of moisturizer from it. Do you use anything from the kitchen before we get into our whipping up and some recipes? How do you use food products? Do you use food products or weird things like I do, or is it just me?
I think you covered all the ones that I know of, and I haven't tried all of those, but definitely a few of them. Yeah, there's nothing else I can add there.
Okay, well, share some of your favorite recipes, or a favorite recipe. I mentioned my lime body scrub, but I'm gonna toss it over to you. I'm gonna shut up because I've said enough. But recipes and what do you use? What are you recommending for folks, for your clients?
Yeah, we kind of hinted a little bit about the Glow Serum, and that's one of my absolute favorites. So that is a combination of jojoba oil as the base. And I just put that into a little dropper bottle. And in there, I add blue tansy, frankincense, geranium, copaiba, sandalwood. And all of those are so nourishing, but also has that great balancing profiles for the skin as well.
Okay. And we're going to put that recipe up on the link in the comments. Okay. I haven't tried that, so I'm excited I have all of those oils. So I'm excited to make that one up for me. I just need to empty out. Maybe I'll use one of these because they're almost empty. I have the perfect size bottle with the little squeezy thing on it. So I'll have a little residual of looks like tamanu oil, and then I'll fill the rest of it with the jojoba oil, and Yeah, and add the essential oils. Super easy. Like, we do not make this complicated. We make using, organic and natural products pretty simple with some basic ingredients that we have around the house.
Mm-hmm.
The most expensive piece of it is good quality oils. And so when we add the good quality oils, and I like to use herbs. I know this is an herbalist group where we usually do this post, but with herbs, we're Minnesota girls. We don't always have fresh herbs on hand. So you're using dried herbs, which is great. Those have to steep for a while to extract the properties of it. Oils are always available. They're on your counter or in your medicine cabinet, and they're just so convenient to be able to use. Any final thoughts on this subject? We talked a lot about topically. There's so many things we can do internally to help skin support. You're a nutritionist and a nutrition coach. Wondering if that's not our topic for next week is, what do we eat to have good skin?
Absolutely. Yes, let's do that next week.
Perfect. I knew that topic would come to us just through the conversation, because whenever we talk, it's like, oh, we got to do something on that. We need to talk about that sometime. So we don't always have to pre-prepare, right? What is it?
Absolutely.
Progress over perfection. So progress. We're here every week shedding light on how you can be healthier, giving you the wisdom and experience that we've both had. I hope that you had a takeaway from today. Final thoughts before we wrap it up, Paula?
Oh, I'm looking forward to more skin talk next week.
Perfect. We hope y'all can join us. See you next week.